Well, I'm going to start this video by telling you something I've mentioned before. If you haven't seen, it's not a documentary, it's more of an interview. You can search for it on YouTube. Aaron, Aaron, Aaron Russo, 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 being interviewed. Aaron Russo interview Rockefeller. That's what you search for on YouTube. He became friends with that man through a lawyer friend of his who's an acquaintance. And she asked him one day, hey, would you like to meet the Rockefeller? One of the Rockefellers. Yeah, sure, why not? They became friends. They hung out. They were buddies. They had pictures together. They showed the pictures. They're at dinner together, arms over each other, cheese. And it's a fascinating interview, but it goes to show you what these elitists are about. And Aaron Russo was not about it. But one of the things that Rockefeller told, this is Nicholas Rockefeller, told Russo, after Russo had, engaged in the conversation about you're ruining people's lives, you got all the power and the money in the world you want, why are you doing this? You're ruining people's lives. What do you care about the people? Who cares about the people? Take care of yourself, your family, that's all that matters. Who cares about anybody else? And he says, well, what's the ultimate goal then? He says, well, to put a chip in everybody. And if we get stopped, police stop us or something, they scan our chip, it says F off. We go about our business. We got someone protesting or trying to expose something we're doing, we just disable their chip. Turn the chip off. So what exactly does that mean? It doesn't mean kill the person. It means your chip, essentially, under your skin or wherever it is, because he didn't necessarily say microchip people underneath their skin. He just said, we will chip everybody. It could be as simple as like a credit card or your driver's license you must have. It's a national, they're trying to pull the old national ID on everyone. Remember that a few years ago? And you get your national ID card and it's got the chip in it, right? So maybe it's not under your skin. But nonetheless, it's a chip. And it's no different than a credit card, right? It works the same way. Speaking of chips, how about those new chips in the credit cards? Oh, this is to reduce fraud. Well, do I swipe my card now, or does it have a chip, sir? Yes, it does. Then go ahead and stick it into the, okay. Okay, I did. It's telling me to swipe it. Oh, is it a debit card with a chip? Yes, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Take it out and swipe it. Okay, swipe it. Next door. Debit card with a chip? Yeah, go ahead and swipe it. Please insert the damn chip. Oh my God. Okay, pull it in, let it think for a little bit, put in your passcode, okay, take it out. Point being, though, is the chip, when you put it in that machine, or swipe it, either or, it queries your bank account. How many digital digits does this person have? They have $3,522. Okay. His grocery bill is $249. Transaction accepted. Please take out your chip, sir. Second example. You're a protester. Rockefellers are upset with you. Not necessarily the Rockefellers, but any of the club members. They all have access to shut off chips, if Rockefeller has their way. Second example. Same scenario. Please insert your chip, sir. Red alert, fraud, fake card, doesn't exist, non-existent. Sorry, sir. This error code is essentially saying your card doesn't even, it's not even a real card. Like, this is fraud. I got to call my manager. Stand by. I'm instructed to take the card and keep it because it's, how am I going to pay my electric bill? How am I going to pay everything? Because everything's going to be going digital nowadays, right? So how am I going to pay for stuff? Let me call the card company. Who is the card company? Well, sir, your chip is now integrated into the governmental system. Date of birth, essentially it's your birth certificate. It is you as a being. It is you as a corporation. It is you as everything, including your bank account information is also on that chip. We have absolutely no records of you, sir. Well, that's funny. I've been living in this house for 3 years. I have a car that I still owe payments on. Not according to us, sir. We're not sure how you manage that one, but we have no records of you, which means you're not a citizen, which means you're going to have to, export you out of the country. It'd be the only thing that we do export, these days. So you could see where that, essentially, that's what he meant. We turned the chip off. Now all of a sudden, you can't do anything. You can't live. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't buy gasoline. You can't do anything. And just like the no-fly list, remember those? The college professor who was not talking too good about Bush's policy, some particular policy or policies, he was giving a speech in the public domain, and the old government didn't like that too much. He tries to get on a plane. I've mentioned this before. Sorry, sir, you're on the no-fly list. Just for the hell of it, professor on the no-fly list, George Bush. Can I find this? Plenty of stuff right now about turning the no-fly list into the no-gun list. I've already discussed that one with you. Remember that? They wanted to pass the no-fly, no-buy list. I can't seem to find it at the moment. I thought it would very quickly come up. College professor. Oh, here, is this it? 2007? From Democracy Now! Is Princeton professor and retired Marine on government no-fly list for criticizing the White House? Princeton professor and retired Marine Colonel Walter Murphy has been described as one of the most distinguished constitutional scholars of the 20th century. Murphy recently learned his name appears on the government's no-fly list, perhaps because he has criticized the Bush administration for abusing the Constitution. Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! Our next guest, yada, yada, yada. Bill, thank you. What happened to you? And I'll read this real quick, and then I'll get on to my point of this video. He says, well, it was briefly, I went to what's called the Sunport, the airport, and tried to check in to fly to Newark, and then go down to Princeton for a conference on my latest book. And the man at the curb in check-in says, I can't give you a boarding pass because, the words he used, you're on the terrorist watch list. I was rather incredulous. Or maybe it was. And my first reaction was, oh God, I probably punched the wrong button when I tried making reservations. And he said, you'll have to go inside. He chatted with me for a couple of minutes. I went inside, talked to the clerk, who said, yes, and he used the words, terrorist watch list. And I said, that can't be. I had my Marine ID, and I showed it. I said, I'm a retired colonel in the Marine Corps. Most people were very polite, very sympathetic. The guy says, oh, and he says, can I take this? I will go inside and talk to people. I assumed the people were from the Transportation Security Agency, TSA, and I said, sure. And he came back in about 10 minutes. Of course, it seemed like 10 hours, and I said, all right, I can give you your boarding pass. And he did. There were 2 American Airlines people there, and I don't know, I can't remember now who was saying what, because the more I thought about it and realized it wasn't my mistake that I was in there, I began having a little smoke come out of my ears. But one of the 2 people I talked to asked, have you been in any peace marches? And then before I could answer, he says, we ban a lot of people from flying for that. And then I said, no, but I did give a speech attacking George Bush. And he said, oh, that'll do it. So I'll stop there. This is from 2007, okay? This also goes to show you, Republican, Democrat, they're all part of the club. They all do the same stuff, and they all cover for each other. And if you protest any of them, you might be on the terror watch list, or the soon-to-be no-fly, no-buy list. Oh, did you criticize? Did you blow your nose when someone was speaking? Yes, I did. Sorry about that. I got a cold. No-fly, no-buy. You got mental problems. You can't be sneezing when someone of rather importance to society his honorable whoever, piece of crap. So anyways, speaking of that same thing, now that I got you warmed up to what I'm going to get to, that's the government. Government, we expect that from them nowadays. I mean, right? Okay. How about a hotel? Hotel wants business. Surely you're not going to ban people after they've already paid in full way in advance and tell them a mistake happened and now they can't come. After they already paid way in advance, booked the room way in advance. Well, why would a hotel do that? Because there was another party nearby in which these people wanted to go. I don't know if they were going to protest it or just go there for whatever reason. It had to do with the Federal Reserve little meeting. Interesting. Let's read this from Zero Hedge. Mysterious, here we go with the glitch. Computer glitch conveniently cancels hotel rooms for Fed protesters at the Jackson Hole event. Which the Jackson Hole event happens all the time. They go and protest all the time. But the club is getting tired of it. You peons, leave us alone. Don't you understand we're not going to do anything for you? Don't you understand? Can't you see who runs the show? The banks. We bailed them out. You got nothing. We're going to bail them out again. You're going to get nothing again. We don't even want to show your face here. Cancel their reservations. Rockefeller. Cancel the chip. The one they paid with for the hotel room? Yeah, cancel that, baby. Computer glitch. Call it whatever you want. Over the last 2 years, the Fed Up campaign has routinely brought a coalition of low-wage workers to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, to protest Federal Reserve hike rates amidst the unequal economic recovery. The Jackson Hole event is invitation only, closed to the public, and costs $1,000 per person to attend. It appears that this year, Janet Yellen and company went out of their way to ensure there would be no such protests, diverting the attention of the nation's most esteemed economists. According to a formal complaint filed by Addie Barkin, the campaign director for the Fed Up campaign, to the Department of Justice. I'm sure they'll jump all over it. Hillary Clinton, 122 classified emails. Yes, that wasn't one. It was 122. This, she said no. That was it. Yes, she said there's one device. No, it's 4 devices. But we don't think any criminal charges should be brought against her. The Loretta Lynch. I'm going to listen to what the FBI says. If they say to bring charges, I'll bring charges. If they don't, then I won't. And the FBI head comes out and says, she absolutely, positively broke the law more ways than you can count. And in more different things, too. Not going to prosecute. So let's petition the Department of Justice. We were wronged by some more of your cronies. The Federal Reserve. Will you look into this? Will you potentially bring charges? Oh, sure. Come on over. Yeah, this is democracy. There's this thing called in Justice for All. You might have heard it in something called the Pledge of Allegiance. With liberty and justice for all. Except you, and every one of you watching this video, you. Oh, we have an elitist watching? Not you. You're cool. Your chip reinactivated. Thank you. The campaign director for Fed Up campaign to the Department of Justice and the Department of the Interior. Quote, in early May, members of our coalition made 3 separate reservations for a total of 13 rooms at the lodge for the nights of August 24th, 25th, and 26th. We paid for the rooms. We requested and paid for rollaway beds that would allow us to sleep 3 guests to a room for a total of 39 guest accommodations. On July 26, my colleague, Ruben Lucio, received a phone call and then a follow-up email from Zachary Myers, the director of hotel operations at the company. informing us that the company would not honor our paid-for reservations and we could no longer stay at the lodge. Myers informed Lucio of a reservation system glitch that caused the overbooking of Jackson Lake Lodge, affecting your reservations, and explained that the system issue caused us to take reservations for rooms that we don't actually have inventory to honor. I'm very sorry for the unfortunate mishap with our systems at GTLC that led to this regrettable situation. Are you buying that? If you buy that and you're watching this video now, hit the unsubscribe button as fast as you possibly can. Okay? Because you ain't got no business getting informed to the bullcrap that goes on in this country by me. Okay? The complaint also states that of the 18 rooms that were affected by the supposed glitch, all 13 rooms that were allocated to the Fed Up coalition were coincidentally all canceled. And remember, there was 3 separate ones, 3 groups of reservations. Nope, all of them affected. Of course, the hotel denied any knowledge that these rooms were protesting the oligarchs at the Fed. No, there is no legitimate explanation for the company's decision. As Klein explained to me, the company books out its conference and sleeping rooms on a first-come, first-served basis. However, faced with an alleged computer glitch that affected only the 3 nights we were present, the company decided to honor reservations made after hours and cancel our... Hold on. No. My brain was on overload. There's no way I just read that right. There's no way I'm about to read. No. Let's try that. Let me just make sure. Let me try that one more time. There's not a chance in hell that I just saw what I thought I saw. Okay. I'll pull a Robbie Parker. Okay. However, faced with an alleged computer glitch that affected only the 3 nights we were present, the company decided to honor reservations made after hours and cancel our reservations. Our reservations constituted only 3% of the rooms at Jackson Lake Lodge, 13 out of 385. Yet the company decided that our group would bear 72% of the total burden for its mistake. 13 rooms out of 18 overbooked reservations. So once again, the company decided to honor reservations made after theirs and cancel theirs instead. Where's my flag? Give me that flag right now. Get over here. Get on over here. Oh, yes. Here we go. Let me straighten this old girl out a little bit. She looked like she had a little rough time. Gotta respect her fully. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of the coalition. Oh, you got your rooms canceled? We're not fighting for the rights of you? The hotel trampled on you? Oh, we'll put that back down where it belongs. Because that flag used to mean something very, very, very powerful, very patriotic. And I think that started to change really. I mean, it's been changing for a while, but really started to change after George Bush took office. Patriot Act, that whole thing. And now Obama's taken it and run with that torch big time. Man, what a shame. You now have corporations, hotels, doing the bidding of the government. This is the most clear-cut definition of fascism, okay? What exactly is fascism, J-Snip4? Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad you asked. Fascism is the merger of state and corporate powers, or government and corporate powers. CDC, throw away the evidence that proves autism is real. which is against the law, but we destroyed it anyways. Whistleblower who was there when it happened and was part of it said we did that. Nothing to see here. Lady at the top, I'm going to go work for Merck. Wall Street, Security and Exchange Commission, just pay this little time. JP Morgan, all you big banks, you committed fraud, really bad fraud, to the tune of billions. You caused billions in damage, as a matter of fact. Just pay $400 million settlement and promise you won't do it again. No charges will be filed against you. You can do whatever you want. Just promise you don't do that again. Okay. They do it again. Pay another fine a little later. Promise you won't do it again. Okay. Head of the Security and Exchange Commission. She's quitting? She's had enough? Oh, she's going to work for Goldman Sachs. Oh, gotcha. Former Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson. Goldman Sachs. No kidding. So you see, that's what they do, the revolving door. Come work for us after you do the bidding and show us that you're going to do the right thing for us. I don't care if you defrauded $5 billion out of the population. Pay $300 million. Does that go back to the people who were defrauded at least? No. Goes to some slush fund for the U.S. government, Goes to the Treasury or somewhere, Interesting. But they made $4, $5, $6 billion committing that crime, correct? Yes, they did. So why isn't the punishment $4, $5, $6 billion, or maybe double that as, a lesson? Don't ever do that again. Nope. Pay a tiny little fine. Why? So that we can do it again. This is now part of our business model. Sure, we're breaking the law. We know. But it's going to give us, over the course of 3 years, about $15, $20 billion. And we've also, if you look at the business model, subsection C shows we anticipate paying a maximum of $1.5 billion in fees, fines, or whatever. But sir, we're breaking the law. You say that, you're out. Get out of here. Breaking the law. Laws for peasants. Justice is just us. It only works for you and I. Anyways. Time for the next video, which is fantastic. Globalists unite. Hillary Clinton, her running mate, VP, Mr. Kane, goes out for dinner with George Soros' son. Now, there's nothing to see here. That's nothing. They're just friends. The son of billionaire George, just like the WikiLeaks new emails have said, George Soros told Hillary Clinton as the Secretary of State how to handle Albania or whatever it was. And she did exactly what he said. An outsider, non-government person whatsoever, no kind of security clearance, emails, gets to her, handle it this way for us. Will you please? Thank you. And gets handled. That just came out days ago. Now, her vice president pick is hanging out at dinner with George Soros' son. That video's next. Where's my flag at? I might have to wave that sucker a second time. Take care.